This manga right now, oh my gosh, it's lit. It is beyond lit right now. And I mean, this is my third video talking about this series, but honestly, Shonen Jump has something good on their hands with The Promised Neverland. Like the latest few chapters, I don't know if it's like a good 5 or 6 since I've last made my video, but holy shit. Sister Crone, spoiler alert right now, but Sister Crone, you turned out to be a real one, bitch. Like, you were a real bitch, yo. Oh my gosh. Let's talk. So shit has been insane with The Promised Neverland since the last video that I made. The children definitely on the nose, and I love how the differentiation with some of the characters has definitely been a lot more noticeable since the last time I made a video. I mean, for starters, we have the main three. The main three is Emma, Ray, and Norman. And Ray and Norman have totally become different characters from each other. I mean, they're still kind of like, you know, those smart and really intelligent and cunning kids or whatever, but they totally went their separate ways. Definitely Ray has become more like a, you know, Sasuke type of character in a sense, but he's his own person. Norman is still like on that good path, but he will fuck over somebody to help Emma and the children as a whole. But Sister Crone, what happened with everything between her finding out about what the kids are up to and then her ultimate demise, but leaving, like, it's crazy because a big theory with the Promised Neverland fandom has been for a minute now that, oh, mama's probably in with the kids, you know, she's gonna end up helping them out. But based on everything that transpired, what happened is the author threw us for a complete and utter twist. It turns out in the end that, unbeknownst to her, she didn't know that it was going to go this route, but Sister Crone is the one that was ultimately going to be the help that these kids needed in order to escape this. Now, one of the things that a lot of people are going to complain about, but personally, at the pace they're going, I'm totally fine with it, is a lot of people are like, holy shit, you know, we're a decent amount of chapters in. Why haven't they escaped yet? But I like the setup for the ultimate potential first attempt, because I don't know if they're going to even, you know, finish it off with them escaping or what's going to happen there, or they're going to fail at their first attempt. But you can definitely see that it's been slowly building up to that moment. So that's going to be ultimately, potentially, the climax of the series. Maybe it'll be a short and sweet series. They try and escape, a bunch of people get killed, a couple of them escape, or all of them escape, but I will still say that, honestly, I think one of the things that is very foolish is the attempt that but they're kids. I mean, you got to take that into account. Even though they're doing some very intelligent shit, at the end of the day, they're kids. Trying to take all of those kids with them is going to be a fatal error, and I think it's going to end up something similar to the first chapter and first episode of Seraph of the End. You know what happened to those kids, right? I think that that's what they're heading for if they try to do all of this. Let's talk about the main character, Emma, because Emma, I said, and I think in my last video, that I didn't really like her character. I felt as though she was flat. She was a Naruto, we gotta believe it. That character has changed, in my opinion, tremendously, and we've seen depths to this character that is unlike anything we've seen with her character thus far. She's definitely a lot more like a Gon type of character, because you introduced her and it's like, oh yeah, we can do it, we can make it, we're gonna save everybody. But I love the little instances that showcase a different side of her and a complete change from my initial impression of the character, that you fuck with her and she's liable to kill you. I mean, when she threatened, I believe it was Ray, like, yo, you fuck us over, it's gonna be a problem, or you let any of these kids go away again and get killed, is gonna be a problem. That showcased something like Gon from Hunter x Hunter, which I love, is that this is an innocent character, but boy, they are trigger ready to fucking explode like a bomb. Another thing is that kid Phil, the little one, I think he's an early Ray. There's something about this kid that he's too on the nose, discovering little things like finding out about that author and everything. Like, that kid is too on the nose. I believe that kid, there's something more to him than meets the eye, even though he's probably like, what, 5 or 6 or whatever. But I think that kid is going to be pivotal to the ending or the ultimate escape, and could either fuck them over really badly, maybe he's working with mama, or he can help them immensely. But that little kid is going to be something important. There's no way that in 2 different occasions this 6 or 5-year-old kid is doing some really intelligent research and doing some really intelligent things. That kid is a problem. And then finding out that there are humans that are similar to, or equal footing, shall I say, with the demons in the outside world. I think there's a possibility that this series could go a big shonen battle route in the near future and the distant future, depending on how long we're in this whole escape mode. Because why would demons care and be on equal footing with some of these seemingly doctors or scientists based on the flashbacks we had and whatnot. Why would they even care or listen? They could just threaten them, do what we say or we're killing you. Maybe there's something where these humans could turn into demon-like creatures and have battles with them. So maybe in the future, depending on what experiments has been had on these kids or somebody like Sister Crone, maybe they have the potential to ultimately turn into demons or have demon-like capabilities and fight back. So I could definitely see in the future of this manga some type of battle-esque type of elements where they go into demon forms themselves and it's slowly working up until there. I mean, even the pen that Sister Crone put in there, which was seemingly coordinates, I think that that's going to have some vital information for them. And I mean, just everything about this series has been insane so far. They're doing such an amazing job with everything, and the twist at the end, like, I did not expect at the end that Sister Crone really had no power. She really wasn't going to do a damn thing to them, because at the end of the day, she had no trust, and something big with Grandma is going to play a huge factor in all this, because it seems as though up on the ladder is like the demons are at the top, then you have some of the scientist people that are kind of like on equal footing, and then you have Grandma that's pretty much in charge of all this, and then Mama is pretty much like her puppet in a way based on how she was talking, and then so on and so forth until you're basically, you know, the scum, the kids, the farm, the cattle. And the intensity in some of those moments, like when Mama showed up, knocked on Sister Crone's door and had the knife behind her back with the letter. You don't really see the letter at first. I was like, is Mama about to shank this bitch? Did we get to the level where Mama's just like, yo, motherfucker, and she was gonna stab her? I was like, yo, but this is very strategic mind games, and this is some of the best stuff that I love about the series. The mind games, the mental aspects is what really reminds me, and it reminds a lot of people for that matter, of the battles that you have in Death Note. It's not a physical thing, although again, I could see it going somewhat that route in the future, which would boost its popularity, but would definitely lose a lot of what we're enjoying about it right now. So I kind of don't want it to go that route in the future, but you never know. But just the mental battles between the kids, Mama, and for the longest, up until the very latest chapter, Sister Crone. And the setup for Sister Crone, what she did in the end, trying to fuck them over and change everything, I was like, damn, you know, damn, man, poor Sister Crone. I'm gonna miss those fucking rape faces, those Sister Crone rape faces. R.I.P. Sister Crone. You were a real one, girl. I mean, even Sister Crone's backstory, you know, getting the flashbacks of her fighting for her position and everything. It seems as though, like, your life as a female, as being one of the people in the farm, one of the children or whatever, you really have no good outcomes. You either, when they select you, and if you're intelligent enough, you have two choices. Pretty much die, like, okay, no, I'm not going to go along with it, or fight to become a mama at some point. But we see with Sister Crone, one of the things is they continue experimenting, that Sister Crone, when she opened up, she has a giant scar, and then she had something on her heart to control her. So you're never going to be free. The only way to get free, seemingly, in this world that is promised Neverland, is to escape before you get sent out, because afterward there's no way you're gonna survive, because having that thing on your heart, fighting to become a mama, that's a nightmare. Like, even Sister Crone was like, yeah, I wouldn't even recommend the path that I chose, because she was fighting for nothing. I mean, to be at that point, which is something that I felt was really deep and very interesting for Shonen Jump to take this approach, which is why I'm loving Promised Neverland even more, is that her best outcome at this point was to live a lie. Her best outcome, being that she has that thing on her heart and everything, was to pretend to be a mama and send these kids off to the slaughter one by one. Like, that is tragic as hell, and I can't believe that. Basically, you either gotta escape now while you're in the plantation, or you're fucked. Because if you think for 1 second that even Isabella is happy, you think that she's good and jolly with all this. Nah, I think Isabella, she's playing chess as well. I think she's trying, the moment she gets to get in the position that Grandma is in, or even higher, she'll fuck her over in a heartbeat, because I don't think Isabella is going to be completely devoted to Grandma. I think Grandma believes that she has her, like, you know, a puppet master or whatever, but I believe Isabella as well wants to fuck over Grandma. I don't believe that Isabella is completely, like, evil, but I don't think she also really gives a fuck to help these children. I think her best interest is to continue on and serving these demons for her ranking to continue going, and I think Isabella doing well also reflects on Grandma. So Grandma really doesn't want anything to get fucked over. These kids escape Isabella and Grandma are gonna be in for it with those demons. But if you've been reading The Promised Neverland, let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the latest events? What happened to Sister Crone? Are you enjoying it? What do you think about these mental battles? And how do you feel about Grandma's position? Do you think that there's something more for Grandma to gain by, continuing this on? Maybe she wants to just be completely separate from all the situation. And do you think that eventually the kids are going to escape and the manga is going to continue? Or from the moment they actually escape, it's going to be completely gone? How do you feel about Sister Crone's demise and what she did in the end? What do you think about that pen? Is that coordinates? And if you haven't read The Promised Neverland, I'm going to tell you right now again, out of everything that is fresh and new in Shonen Jump, even comparing it to the Black Clovers and all that stuff, this is the series right now. There's nothing in Shonen Jump that came out in the past year or two that is as good as The Promised Neverland, as deep. It's not the deepest thing in the world, but it's definitely a lot up there compared to the other series, and I highly, highly recommend, if you want some great Shonen weekly stuff, Promised Neverland. When that anime comes out, if you don't check out the manga at the very least, you're gonna be in for a treat because it's fucking awesome. And your overall thoughts, but that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.